Hey guys, welcome to the video. So today is June 1st, 2020, and these are my top 3 stocks for the month. These top 3 stocks are going to be different stocks that I've been talking about mainly, just because I need to get more content out, different stock picks, because as you know, I've made a ton of profits on GAN and Party City especially. So these are all different stocks that I've talked about before, and one I've talked about a little bit, but I haven't gone a deep dive and told you guys about it. So these are out of the ordinary stocks. These are very high upside. There's some trades, some longer term holds, and stay tuned for the end for an extra stock pick. So that'll be 4 stocks to buy in June. Alright, hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, I've put in a ton of research, a ton of time looking at these companies, looking for these companies, looking for opportunities that Wall Street hasn't played on yet and hasn't fully realized. So these are my plays. My conviction level is mid. It's not high conviction on these trades, but it's mid, and I feel like we can make a very solid profit on a lot of them. So let's get into the first one. Alright, my first stock is THOR Industries, ticker symbol THO. So this is a play on traveling during the pandemic. So there's a lot of people buying RVs, so they don't have to stay in hotels, they don't have to stay at Airbnbs, so they can just drive themselves, go camping, go stay the night, travel around states, the world, wherever they want to drive to, and something to do during the pandemic, because people have been super bored looking for things to do, and there's some very interesting things that I want to share with you guys about this business. Alright guys, here are some pictures of some brands and models of RVs that THOR provides as a business. So THOR is the biggest manufacturer of RVs there is, and they have a 37% market share in the US and a 26% market share in Europe, which are the 2 biggest markets for RVs. They're definitely the leader in the RV space, judging by the statistics and everything that I've read. So I was talking to this guy, and I've also been reading some stuff about this. The first weekend in May was the biggest weekend in the company's history, and they see that trend continuing. Also, Camping World, on their earnings call, they were also saying how this is the biggest camping time that they've ever seen during this pandemic, and they do expect this trend to continue for the foreseeable future. So that is very interesting to me, and the big reason that I'm super excited about this investment in THOR. So the RVs that THOR sells are only about $20,000 to $60,000, which is a very high price, but actually pretty low for something that you can live in and travel around with, and all the memories that people see. So people are willing to spend money on these things, as proven by the statistics that I've been seeing, and I believe that the outdoor season is just getting ready for to take off, because that first of all, the pandemic, the social distancing, and now the traveling that people want to do. They can't really travel to hotels unless they want to risk getting sick. So RVs are a perfect play in this market, in my opinion. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is the 1-day chart of the company. The 5-day chart, it's a slow uptrend, it looked like. Just on the 1-month chart, it's obviously been taking off recently due to the bounce back play, because it got hit so hard at the peak pandemic time, with a low of about 30. The 1-year chart, so it's about the same levels as February. So it's not definitely a value stock, but this is a big social research play. As you can see, in November 1st, 2017, that's when it would look like it's at its peak. Yeah, so you can see the max. It's been a company since '84. So that's some info on the stock chart and some interesting things to look at. Okay, so this company is one of the latest companies to present its Q1 earnings. So the earnings date is on June 8th. Now, this is just Q1, so January through March. So I'm not expecting any big things yet. So this is a kind of midterm swing, because my big play is their Q2 earnings, because that is a pure pandemic play. That's the pure play on the traveling space, and that's the upside that I see in this stock. Alright guys, let's get into the next stock. So DGLY, ticker symbol DGLY. is a play on the riots. So as you guys have seen, there's some crazy things going on in the world right now. There are riots in all these big cities, people just looting businesses, looting small businesses, looting big businesses. There's a bunch of rioting. It's a very scary time. So we need to think, how can we capitalize on this? And DGLY is a perfect play. Let's get into some more info. Alright, this is some info that was on DGLY's investor page in their website. So it provides law enforcement agencies along with emergency management and commercial companies with the highest quality video solutions and software management. Their products consist of body cameras, in-car cameras, and more, pretty much. So the big play with this is there is a bunch of filming going on during this time. There's a bunch of filming, if you've seen all the videos, with the body cameras, with storefront cameras. There's a lot of people wanting to upload cameras to their storefront if it's a small business, if they don't have security cameras already. So this is a big play on the riots and the scariness going on in the world. People just want to be able to film. People want to be able to protect their belongings and show their insurance companies what's going on. So this is another picture from their investor page, and you can see that they have state contracts and orders from law enforcement agencies, the military and commercial fleets in all 50 states and more than 30 foreign countries. This is a U.S. based company, and there's a bunch of benefits to their products. So yeah, the law enforcement is also getting more cameras, more body cameras, higher upgrades for their cops to make sure what's going on, to make sure everything is going okay and up to plan. And there's just a lot of scariness going on in the world, and people are doing all they can to just be safe. Alright, so as you guys can see, so there was a big pop on Friday after a bunch of news came out about the riots, and a bunch of riots were happening. So there's a 33.35% jump just on Friday. So this may scare away some value investors, but I still believe there's a ton of opportunity, and the biggest pops haven't happened yet. So yeah, the 5-day chart, you can just see how much it's popped. The month, it just shows the big pop. So in the past 6 months, it was actually up in February. Alright, so looking at the past year, you can see in June 2019 it's up to 274. So this doesn't mean much to me. Yeah, so this is the big play right here. As we look at Max, you can see when the riots started happening in 2014, this stock went nuts. It was up to $78 for a couple months at a time. So now it's gone way back down. It's pretty much at a low looking at this chart. So it's currently at 112. So if judging by this graph, you can see that the riots, when they happened in 2008, this stock popped then, and also in 2014 it popped then to 18. So there's a bunch of upside for another big pop. I wouldn't expect anything like these, but I could see this stock going to 5xing, 6xing, 7xing, 8xing, which would be nuts. There is a lot of risk with this stock, but judging by this chart, there's a lot of upside, and I do like the risk reward on this particular investment and particular trade. So this would be more of a quick trade, more of a 1 month, like couple weeks to 1 month hold as just a high upside play, and hope that this pays off. There's a bunch of risk, don't get me wrong. It could drop by 50% right after this ends, but I do like the risk reward, and I do believe that this is a investment and trade that we should make. Alright guys, let's get into the next stock. Alright guys, this is a stock that I've been talking about a lot actually lately. So this stock is Genius Brands, ticker symbol GNUS. So this is a high play on their new TV channel coming out on June 15th or June 17th, I believe. And I believe that the hype will build and build and build even more up until the date. And this is more of a trade for me, but I've seen a lot of people talking about how this could be a long-term stock as well, and it could blow up long-term with their kids' toys coming out with their TV channel, and just the growing brand of Genius. So let's get more into Genius Brands. Alright guys, as you can see, the Genius Brands International page for investors and website. This is the website page. I'll go down, you can see it delivers content with a purpose for toddlers and tweens. It's a global children's media company as well. Delivers content with a purpose once again. It shows Stan Lee's Superhero Kindergarten. So this is a big play, and this is a show that's getting a lot of people excited actually. Um, there's an Emmy Award winning management team, and there's been a lot of stuff in the media as well about Stan Lee's superhero kindergarten to arrive on Amazon. So that's pretty big news as well, getting the Genius brand out there even more. So this is the company overview page on the investor relations. You can read all that. Pause if you want to stop and read. So you can see all the different shows on Nick Jr., on Netflix. Yeah, so they're going to start the Kid Genius cartoon channel and Baby Genius TV coming very soon. Alright guys, looking at Genius's chart, you can see it didn't move much in the 1-day chart. The 5-day chart, this is where it gets interesting. So leading up to Thursday, it had quite the pop. So it got up to 261, and I actually sold off my position here and took profits. It actually sold off that day, and right there, so I had a 200% gain on my profits total. So I was very content with that, with a plan to buy back in and start another position when it dropped. And here it is right now at 204. So I do plan to start a pretty good sized position this week. So this is where I first recommended it when it was at like 50 cents, I believe. So in the past month, it's gone from 30 cents to 204, which is insane, more than a 6x, almost a 7x actually, 2.6%. I mean, yeah, 6.6% gain, 6.6x gain on that, my bad. Alright, so looking at the 6-month chart, it's pretty flat, just leading up. The 1-year chart, not a lot happening. The 5-year chart, you can see some pops, some hype with the stock, and then here's the max. So you can see after the first IPO in June, it kind of took off up to $87. Since then, it's been on a pretty slow decline, but I do believe that this can pop with the brand growing right now, and it does have high upside short term and long term with a bunch of this information coming out as of now. Alright, so reading this article, I've come up with some more information. Genius Brands will merge the Kid Genius Cartoon Channel and Baby Genius TV under one new network brand called Cartoon Channel, which you can see in the picture. It's for ages 2 to 11 mostly, featuring more than 4,000 episodes of content. It will now include content from Genius's brand's catalog and more from creators around the world, including Warren Buffett's Secret Millionaires Club, Thomas Edison's Secret Baby Lab, Martha Stewart, Gummy Bear, Shark Academy, and more. Dino the Dinosaur is also a very popular one that I've heard of as well. The channel is supposed to be distributed across Dish, Amazon, Prime, Sling TV, Roku, Apple TV, Apple iOS, Android, and some more other foreign brands that I'm not sure what they are, but I know that they're foreign. So this is going to be a big play, a lot of hype surrounding it. So here's some hype that I've been reading, some conversations on Yahoo Finance. So they're saying what's crazy is the stock is just now starting to get on the map. There's a bunch of hype surrounding it. Even after hours on Friday, there's a lot of interest from hedge funds, bigger things, and it has the potential to be $1 billion brand. All the hit TV shows, the Cartoon Channel launch, the partnerships, Stan Lee, Arnold, Andy Hayward, Baba, Amazon, Netflix. There's just a lot of big companies helping out this brand, and it seems like a lot of people want this to succeed. Parents want their kids to be educated in this space that they're presenting with, and I do think this brand could blow up. Okay, so here's another post on it. $8 to $10 toys, which could blow up as well if this becomes a global brand. Stan Lee and Alibaba co-producing his final show, which is big, and it just shows some more big plays. In this post, it says $8 to $10 imminent June 15th. Now, I think this is very overblown, but I could see the stock doubling leading into June 15th, and then possibly more after that longer term. Alright guys, so those are my top 3 stocks to buy in June 2020. Okay, so I'm going to add one bonus stock like I promised at the beginning of the video. So I could talk about GAN, which is my favorite stock. I could talk about Vista Outdoors, which is another stock that I love. Or I could talk about Peloton, which I think has great value right now and crazy high potential long term and crazy high growth coming soon. But the final stock that I'm going to be talking about is Latin Airlines Group, ticker symbol LTN. Alright, so how I found out about this stock is the stock group. There's this guy in the group that actually recommended me to look into this stock, and he thinks that there's no chance for it to go under. Alright, let me talk about this some more. So, Latin Airways Group, they filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11 bankruptcy, a week or so ago, and we also saw Hertz file for this Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Now the stock, after the bankruptcy, this stock went down, what, 80% or so for Hertz, and now, just the other day, we saw another 100% gain, because what Chapter 11 bankruptcy means is it doesn't mean that this company is gone forever. It means that this brand will stay around. The company can either be bought out or saved by the government. And this guy was saying on the Discord chat, he was saying that Latin Airways Group, ticker symbol LTM, there's no way that this can go under. The government has to backstop it because it needs the airline to go from country to country. I forgot which country it is with, but this guy told me in the group, and I'm very interested for this. It's a very short-term bounce-back trade because people are pricing it for total bankruptcy. It's only Chapter 11 bankruptcy right now, and it has very high bounce-back potential, very high 2x potential in the next week or so. So this is a crazy small-turn swing trade, but very risky, but very high upside. Easy way to double your money very soon. So good luck on this trade, and I'll be watching this very closely. I'm not for sure that I'm going to be playing this, but me and the stock group have been talking about this a lot. Alright, good luck to everybody investing this month. We had an amazing month in May. I believe my account was up around 250% in Robinhood, which was crazy, the best month I've ever had in the stock market, and it's only getting better from here. So June's going to be a big month for us. Keep doing your research, keep grinding out the hours. Yeah, good luck to everybody. If you need anything, DM me, send me a message, or anything else. Keep it up, and let's get rich.